Hey YouTube, sorry, I'm gonna make a quick little video on why you don't buy cheap ratchets. And you guys can already tell as soon as I move some of this crap out of the way. I just put a lot of this axle grease, well, what's left of it. There's still a lot left. But I just put axle grease in all of my ratchets. I take great care of my ratchets. Even though I'm not much of a mechanic, I'm more of a DIYer myself. But here's why you don't buy cheap ratchets. Right here is a cheap, there's no name, there's not even China on it. That's how cheap it is. Probably you can go buy this for $3 or $4. And right here is a Craftsman. This is an older Craftsman. Now inside of here there's a ball bearing that presses up against the rocker that's inside of here. And if you ever tore apart a ratchet, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like a it's a rocker, like a teeter-totter. There's two lumbs on it, and each side has teeth, but in opposite directions. So if it's like, it'll tilt, and whichever way it tilts is whichever way the teeth catch is how it's going to stop. It's a little confusing. So you can hear that this one's not very loud because the ball bearing in this, for some reason, was too big for the hole. So I pulled the ball bearing out after half an hour. I cut one of these off. This is something like for a fan or something. I cut one of these little ball bearings off and put it in there. So it still works. It takes a little bit of force to move it. And it works fine. The teeth are great. So for an example, I'll hook up my Vice Grip brand Vice Grip. And it's not going anywhere. I'm putting force on that. And pretty much force. There's you can see some scratch marks on there. Now let's try this Ace. I've had this. This is an Ace Professional. I got this in my first socket set ever when I was about 4 or 5. And this is the ratchet. And this thing will work for me day in and day out. And these are all 3/8, but you can hear how loud that is. Now let me... it would help me a lot if I had a better grip on it. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Now because how crappy this is really cheap. I'm gonna get pliers. Put it on there. So it clicks both ways. But see, look. So this is the way it should go for ratcheting. But look, it turns both ways. That's because the teeth are completely crap. It's made of a cheap metal, a very cheap metal. So it goes both ways. Sometimes it will catch real good like that. That caught real good. But some other times it just doesn't. So that's why you don't buy cheap ratchets. And you can even see that I already marked it up. It's a very cheap ratchet. Now some people may have a lot better luck with cheaper ratchets. But that's why you don't buy cheap tools. Like these cheap wire cutters. These came in the same set as this. These are already rusting. I got a big set full of tools and all that crap. And all the tools are rusted or broken. So this is why you don't get cheap tools. Is because they're going to break. And this was broken from the get-go. I got this when I was 4 or 5. This thing's 10 years old. And I use it regularly. There's a little bit of rust spot. Right there. And then this is Craftsman. So these two are gonna, be these are professional grade tools. The Ace is a professional. It is professional. The Craftsman, not so much. It's more of a homeowner's. But whatever. So that's why you don't buy cheap, crappy tools like this. This is Son of Kellen. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And let me know if you've had any other bad experiences with cheap tools.